Hi, welcome to the Institute for Democracy and Higher Education, Map for Political Learning. This scenario is designed for folks who are at institutions who are not currently part of the NSLVE study and who maybe are thinking of joining the study and want to get a kind of better sense of the types of institutions that are already part of the study or kind of get a little bit of sense of what is out there. So this is a just kind of brief kind of look at institutions in the study and where you might kind of be in comparison. When you first come to the map, this is the view you will get. There's three active layers. A layer that shows whether a campus is in or out of the study. If you're not in the study, you will have a hollow dot. And if you're in the study, you'll have a star. Right now, it's a little hard to see the hollow dots because the other thing we have are institutions by their basic Carnegie classification of whether they're an associate's, bachelor's, master's, research, or special institution are not classified at all. And we have just a basic initial layer, demographic layer that shows the percentage of 18 to 29-year-olds in the geographic region who are enrolled in college. So the darker the region, the more 18 to 29-year-olds are enrolled in college. So if you're a non-NSLVE study, what you might want to do, one, if you haven't looked at the basic tutorial screencast, you might want to do that to get some basic orientation to the map. But here we're going to click on the content area. I'm going to turn off the base layer that shows the percentage of college students in college, and I'm also going to turn off this basic Carnegie classification so that we're just left with a map that shows just those campuses that are in the Carnegie, that are in the NSLVE study and those that aren't. I'm also going to give an example or look within a specific geographic context. So let's say that you're a college in Texas. I'm going to zoom into Texas, a college in the, let's say you're in the Fort Worth area. I'm going to zoom into Fort Worth a little bit more. And so we'll see these hollow dots are campuses. Maybe you're one of these campuses. You're not in the study, and you know your location is kind of in this area. But you also see there's actually are some college campuses that are in the NSLVE study. And in fact, here's this little cluster of campuses, and there's four in the kind of Plano, Louisville, Arlington area. And you see you're one of these campuses. Let's say you're Amberton University. Okay, you're Amberton University, a graduate program primarily, and you see that there are some other campuses in your area that actually are part of the study. So let's see if any of them, I'm going to click on them, might be similar to you. Whoops. Oh, sorry about that. I'm zooming in and out too fast for you. So let's click on this one. This is Richland. They don't appear to be similar, so they might not be a good place to ask. These also, the North Lake also does not seem similar to ask. Or El Centro. So these are a lot of community colleges or two-year associates colleges that are currently in the study. So of those in your area, it looks like some of them are not quite like your institution, which might be a good thing. You might be able to form some partnership with them. But you also might want to think like, oh, well, maybe this is just something that these universities in my area who are serving undergraduates who are at two-year level might be more interested in. We have something over here in Fort Worth. Let's see that that's also an associate's level. So looking within Texas, we're starting to see like, wow. Um, but here's Texas A&M. They're part of the NSLVE study, and they're a research institution. So you may think like, oh, okay, great. It's not just for associate's level. Here's a research institution. Here's Texas A&M. Maybe we could talk to them to see how they're using the NSLVE data. Let's see about this one up here. Oh, here's a bachelor's level, Austin College. Let's see how they're using. So you have if you're this institution here, Amberton University, you have some folks of slightly different institutional types in your area. A lot of associate's degrees, but also bachelor's and research institutions who you might be able to connect with. You might already know people on those campuses that you can. Here's a mass. Okay, here, LeTourneau University is like, perhaps like you, perhaps not. They at least have some master's programs. They too are a private, not-for-profit organization. You might want to contact them. They seem, maybe they're kind of, you might know them better. They're similar to you, and you want to kind of connect with them and see how they're using the NSOLVE report. So I think if you're a campus thinking about wanting to join the NSOLVE study, I think a really good good way at first would be to kind of look at your geographic region, see what campuses around you might be already in the study, see if some of them are like you, that you could maybe talk to see how they're using the NSLVE data that's being provided to them. If there aren't campuses like you in your area, there certainly will be campuses like you somewhere in the study. So you might want to then kind of look a little bit more at the institutional type as well. So here we have some color coding. The stars on top of institutions obscure a little bit the color, but you should be able to see some of the colors. So let's say we're looking for other blue dots that have stars on top of them outside of, as we're trying to get into other parts of the state. Again, it's a little hard to see sometimes because the dots are a little bit obscured by the by the stars, but we can zoom in a little bit. Looks, oh, here up near Oklahoma City, that looks like that might be one. Yep, so the University of Central Oklahoma. So they might be someone else you could contact if you're master's level, if you're Amberton University. So this is a way in which if you are thinking of joining the NSL study, I would suggest that you start getting by a lay of the land within your area or region to kind of see who's in and out of the study and what kinds of institutions might be like you, where you could then maybe make a direct ask or talk to someone on campus about their participation in the study and how they're using it to get some idea or brainstorming of what they're thinking about in terms of the data that they get. If you are at a loss for finding an institution that's like you, certainly you're always welcome to contact the staff at IDHE and ask them to connect you with a potential partner or participating organization, or sharing your information with participation or participating organizations, so that there can be a connection there and conversation. Also, the staff at IDHE are also very happy to talk to you about your own aspirations for your campus and for your students around political learning. And so certainly reach out to them as well. So this is just a brief scenario of how someone who's not currently in the study might want to start beginning to think about the value of the study in how they're using the map to get just a general lay of who's out there already. Thank you.